one thing. I knew there was something else I was going to ramble about, and I'm going to. In one of my segments, I talked about Star Wars DVDs. This is the Star Wars DVDs I have. Okay? One set of them. They come in this box right here. Big chromy silver thing. I said the original trilogy, the original one, you know, where hand shot first and all that, wasn't here. Some people corrected me. They're here all right. All three of them are in the bonus material on one disc, which means, well, along with all the other bonus material, they're no good to watch. Very grainy, very choppy, very everything. Just not even worth it. Someone mentioned something to me though, Mithril did. She said, I have the original on DVD. I did some research. The originals are on here. So, those of you who live in the US, I don't know what it's like overseas, okay? If you want the George Lucas, I'm going to change everything because I can trilogy, get the silver shiny box. If you want the oops, I screwed up and the fans want it the way it originally was trilogy, get the non-shiny box. Okay? This does have the oops, I screwed it up and the oops, I did not screw it up. If I open this, this is the New Hope. One is the new remastered Womp Rats Everywhere in Tatooine. The other is no, they didn't because they couldn't afford it. And someone else was probably reining George Lucas in at the time saying, no, you're going to mess it up. Let's keep it this way. You know, when he made Phantom Menace, no one reined him in. So we got 4 different endings going at once. Anyhow, just public service announcement. Get this if you want the originals. The originals are not on Blu-ray. I haven't played through my Blu-ray set because my PlayStation 3 is the original PlayStation 3. And it looked at the Star Wars Blu-rays and went, I don't know if I can do that. And I got a PlayStation 4 now, but I haven't set it up for playing Blu-rays yet. I'm going to do that very soon. And I bet it says, oh yeah, we can do that. So I get to watch them pretty soon. My computer up here doesn't have a Blu-ray drive. The computer downstairs does. I just haven't sat down and played them that way. BB wants to watch them, so I'll have some motivation then. Anyhow, everyone, just thought I would tell you the differences between the DVD sets. One of them has goodness in it. One of them has, well, it's cool and all, and you made a lot of money off it, but give me the original back, or give me the option to watch them both. No options here. Just George Lucas having his way. Original goodness. Got it straight? I do. These are being watched. These, my friends, will be on eBay soon. Or half-price books, or free at the office, because they won't last long there. If I put something like this for free at the office, it'll be gone by the end of the day. Anyhow, I digress. Or I know what I could do with that. You'll see what I'm going to do with this soon. Wife doesn't care as long as it leaves the house. So I will be back later. So I'm going to start TIE building. Kung Fu fighting? TIE fighter building? Too bad I'm not good at composing music. You would have me making a spoof song, TIE fighter building, instead of Kung Fu fighting. It sounds close enough. Maybe I can find a karaoke version that doesn't have digital rights that I can put on YouTube. We'll see. Oh, it just started recording. Okay, everyone. I thought I recorded everything and I didn't. Let me tell you what I've been doing for the last hour. I did this part, and this part. Now, if I bring it up closer to the camera, it will focus because it's on manual, automatic focus now. I think the photo-etch part looks a lot better than the plastic molded in part. I don't think they can get that kind of detail in plastic molding. Maybe they can these days. I don't know, but they didn't bother to try. I only have 7 more of those to replace. They are very time consuming, but that's the worst of the photo etch when it's done. There's only one bad spot after that. And I'm not sure whether I have to take the part off or glue over the part. And when we're done with that, I can finally start working on the interior and start working on lighting. Alright, we'll be back in a little bit. I'm only going to do 2 more of those tonight, and then it's time to work on Bear Guy Song.
I accidentally lost a little sticky thing on the floor.
You lost a little sticky thing off that? It's okay, BB. You know why it's okay? We have many more. Okay?
Okay.
Nothing to be worried about. You can't find it on that clown vomit rug anyhow. Alright, back in a little bit. Alright everyone, that's it for tonight. I didn't know what time it was. I just looked at the time, so I'm only going to get that one done today. I hope to get the other 7 done tonight. I mean tomorrow. And if I get all 7 of those done, the back of the ship is done. The reactor cover is not. I'll have some work to do on the reactor cover yet. And that's the reactor cover. Okay? I'll have some work to do on that. There's 7 or 8 photo etch parts to go on it yet. But once the reactor cover is done, that's pretty much the whole exterior of the ship. And then I can start turning the interior and working on lighting. Alright? So we'll be back laters. Alright, we have the official start of day 7 here. When I say these days, keep in mind, that's usually only about an hour and a half. That's about all I can work at a time before the pressures of life intervene. I did work for about 30 minutes yesterday, and you guys saw what I've done with the BB video. BB's working on Bear Guy now. She got his torso put together. Okay. With BB working on Bear Guy, things are going to slow down a bit because she can't do this on her own. I have to help her. And what I mean by help her is I don't help her cut the parts off the sprue. I don't help her put them together. The help I give her is you need this part, this part, this part. She can't translate the directions over what to do yet. Next year she should be able to. This year she can't. She can definitely do this on her own though. You'll see it in the video. The BB videos are going to be posting pretty real time. Like these are. These are only about a week old right now. Anyhow, while BB was doing that, I cut off a whole bunch of photo etch parts. So my first task today is to clean them up. I know the backlighting's horrible in here. If I turn like this, it seems to be better. My first task today is to clean up the parts, and then I'll start getting them assembled. They're the last parts on the back half of the ship. Then I'm going to do the reactor cover, and then there's some parts on the hatch. The problem with the hatch is I can do the exterior parts on the hatch. I can't do the interior parts on the hatch until the hatch is assembled. So I'm going to have to be careful with the interior. I can fold the interior parts together and put them in storage, but I'd rather not. I'd rather wait until I'm ready for them. So I have to take a look at the interior top hatch and see what's going on there. Okay? I may not use those parts because I can't find any reference to them anywhere, even in my book. In the movie, there's just a faint glimpse of it going by, and it's not very clear. So I don't know, someone did a lot of research to make this photo etch set. That's what I gotta say, because every single piece of research I can find backs up the photo etch set. So I can't really complain about the detail of it. Okay? The only real complaint I have, and this is not the fault of the guy that made the photo etch set, don't take it that way, is they're stinking tiny. Okay? And that is more along the lines of the model itself, not him. Anyhow, at the end of yesterday, I told you guys there were 20 parts left on the sprue. And that does include the 7 interior parts, the big parts. So there isn't that much left on here. There's only one part left that worries me. And hopefully I can get to that today and get that done because it's on the reactor cover. If I can get all the exterior photo etch done today, I'm going to be in good shape. It means I can start working on my resin cast, cleaning them up and getting them ready for use. Okay? I don't think they'll take a lot of cleaning up, I kind of hate to damage that because the camera's not showing it, but it is really clean and clear. Okay? I'm just perfectly clear. They came out nice. The resin cast came out very nice. They got better as I went. Go figure. The more times you do something, the better you get. Anyhow, I'm rambling. Let me get to work. I have limited work time today. I have some other honey-do list projects to do. They're not really honey-do list. I made the list, so you can't blame the wife. There's projects around the house that need to get done that only I can really do. All right, I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'll show you some mid-steps on my work when I'm about halfway through. Okay, one thing. I've been having a teeny bit of trouble cleaning up these tiny parts without bending them and stuff. I've been putting them on this board and trimming them with a knife, and that's not always the best solution. So then I remembered I had some of these. These don't work. These are for bending jewelry wire. The tips are nylon, so you don't mar the surface. They work, but they don't work really well, okay? What works better were these. They are smooth jaw pliers. They're not 100% smooth. I probably ought to get in here and clean them up a little bit. Yeah, that does a lot of good. You can see they're not 100% smooth. Have a little bit of a grip to them. But if you're careful, you're not pressing down hard enough to mar the surface of the photo etch. Photo etch is flat anyhow. I have a pair of these that are like these somewhere, and I couldn't find them real quick. But get yourself something like this, then you can clamp down tight on delicate parts while you're sanding them. Okay? Worked wonders for cleaning up this lot. They're all really cleaned up now. Up next is bending them, and once they're all bent, then I can start putting them on the outside of the TIE fighter. Just wanted to throw that little tip out there too. I've been trying to figure out how to handle really delicate photo etch parts, and this came to mind. Now I know there's tweezers out there, and I have two different kinds. These are both locking tweezers. With a fine point on them, they won't work for what we want. You can't hold the part correctly on this. With this, I can line the edge up with the tip of the pliers, hold it, and then sand, and I'm just getting the nub off. And when I'm sanding, the steel is harder than the brass, so it just stops sanding when I hit the steel. Okay? These work much better than these ever would. So, get yourself a pair of flat-jawed pliers. These are Harbor Freight Tool dollar pliers. Okay? They're not the greatest things in the world, but for $1, they do their job very well. And it's worth $1. So if you're working with some photo etch and they're tiny parts and you're worried about, heck, even a big part, you're worried about cleaning up the edge of the cut, where you cut it off the fret, this is perfect for it. And I'm going to keep them out while I work with the rest of the photo etch parts. Even the tiniest part will fit in these jaws and it'll hold them pretty good. Just want to give you guys that short tip for working with photo etch.